Welcome to Sacred Echoes of India. In this segment, we'll address the biased approach of Western media towards India, often portraying it through narrow and stereotypical lenses, rather than acknowledging its multifaceted achievements and contributions to the global landscape. Ideally, media should strive to be neutral, providing balanced and unbiased coverage of all events, including the achievements and controversies associated with any leader. Western media often prioritizes coverage of controversies and issues that resonate with their audience. Western media did not appear pleased with Modi's return to power for a third term, despite the Indian people re-electing him based on his impressive track record. India needs a leader like Modi who has driven the nation forward in numerous areas. Nevertheless, Western media often overlooks India's development and appears uneasy about its rapid advancement. Whenever the Western media acknowledges Modi's achievements and the economic growth India has experienced under his leadership, they often add a negative comment afterward to downplay his accomplishments. Interestingly, the Western media often compares Modi with Rahul Gandhi and highlights his views. Despite Gandhi being unable to secure even 100 seats in the recent election, and lacking any remarkable accomplishments or leadership credentials, he is only notable for being part of a political dynasty. India encountered several challenges during its development, including issues with neighboring countries, a large population, and widespread corruption. While a nation cannot alter its neighbors, it can harness its population positively and combat corruption internally. This is precisely where India has directed its efforts, empowering its citizens, fostering business growth, and strengthening its defense capabilities. Despite being a significant importer of weapons, India's focus on initiatives like Make in India has accelerated the shift towards domestic production. Now the question is, why does the Western media label India as authoritarian? Despite its emphasis on democratic principles and diverse civil society, has India attacked its neighbors or any other country? Has India sent forces to capture territories? Has India suppressed minorities by controlling population growth? The answer to all these questions is no. India has focused on its own development and has contributed globally. It has provided vaccines to neighboring countries and extended support in space technology, and recently aided in securing ships from piracy in the Indian Ocean. It's so easy for foreign media personalities from networks like CNN, BBC, or DW to make comments about India, Indians, or its leader. However, they often overlook that by labeling our leader as a hypocrite or a dictator, they are basically insulting the Indian voters who have democratically elected Narendra Modi twice. Indian democracy goes beyond simplistic notions of majority and minority politics prevalent in Western media. Unlike the United States two-party system or Germany's Christian Democratic Party that ruled for 15 years, India's political landscape is diverse and multifaceted. The BJP, which translates to Indian People's Party, is unfairly characterized as a religious party. Unlike the CDU, which is not labeled as a religious party despite its localized roots, these double standards in media portrayals raise valid questions about fairness and accuracy in international reporting on Indian politics. Let's explore religious diversity and tolerance. Which Western country celebrates Eid or Diwali with a public holiday? To my knowledge, no Western country does. In India, we celebrate all religious holidays with public holidays, including Christmas, Eid, and many others. Unlike many European countries, our tax system does not impose church tax based on religion. Furthermore, we do not require citizens to identify themselves by religion, race, or skin color, unlike the USA. While crimes related to white supremacy, attacks against people of color, or conflicts between Catholic and Protestant communities occur, these are viewed as expressions of freedom of speech within normal democracies. However, if a crime occurs in India related to religious diversity, India is often suddenly portrayed as lacking law and order. This double standard raises questions about the fairness and balance in assessing the governance and societal challenges of different nations. The hypocrisy of Western media doesn't stop there. They also presume to advise India on how to manage its internal affairs and improve its democracy. This sense of superiority blindsides the Western world. While democracies are imperfect, a 75-year-old democracy like India's, it's certainly qualified to be part of the UN Security Council. As the world's fifth largest economy, India is prepared to join the G7 and contribute its knowledge, technology, and workforce to global initiatives. Collaborating with India would undoubtedly benefit the world and enable India to assume a more significant global role. Indian democracy functions effectively, although it has its imperfections. The country's religious diversity is its greatest asset, but it doesn't always translate into perfect harmony. It is essential for the media to visit India in person to gain a deeper understanding of Hinduism and refrain from perpetuating outdated narratives. The Western media must respect Indian citizens who freely choose their leaders in each election. These choices reflect the assertive and impactful aspirations of modern Indians aiming to make a positive global impact. Hinduism remains widely misunderstood. A core principle of Hinduism is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family. In our society, we prioritize inner contentment over material wealth or luxuries. This perspective has historically inspired Indians to persist and thrive even during challenging economic times. Has the world media truly understood the journey of Narendra Modi and the BJP? Instead of simply branding them as Hindu fanatics, have they taken the time to delve into their background and motivations? It would significantly benefit their viewers if they did. The current media practice often involves inviting representatives from opposition parties to critique the performance of the current government. Consider the situation in the United States. If you want to assess the country's state under democratic rule, asking a Republican politician for their perspective would likely yield a biased view. Instead, it is essential to hear from ordinary Indian citizens about how they perceive their country, rather than solely relying on politicians' opinions. This approach would provide a balanced and accurate view of India's political landscape and societal sentiment. As India moves towards self-reliance and assumes its role as a global player, Western media has a crucial opportunity to discard colonial mindsets and foster partnerships rooted in equality and mutual benefit. Thanks for joining, and remember to stay tuned for more captivating episodes on Sacred Echoes of India.